Hello. Welcome to my channel, friends. My name is Lynn, and today I am playing along with the 12 by 12 cardstock shop color challenge. This is number 41, which is perfect for the holidays. And if you're looking for color palette inspiration, follow along with 12 by 12 cardstock shop, because one of the cool things that they do with their color challenge is they tell you the exact color names if you shop their website, or if you already have a lot of their solid color cardstocks. And they recently this year released, before they had texture solid color cardstock, and now they have smooth cardstock if you prefer that, and some new colors at that. So I have a recipe that I shared earlier, and my recipe cards are really just, easy to follow. You don't really have to pay too close attention to measurements or anything like that. Once you get the gist of how to do something, you can just kind of roll with it and make it your own. And recipe number 6 is all about, quote, like braiding or weaving paper. And I thought today what I would do is make a plaid pattern out of solid color cardstock. So what I have here is a panel of a light pink. If you're shopping 12 by 12 cardstock, you can use their princess pink, although they do have several colors in this very light pink, so anything would work, but I like to use a lighter color in the background. That's just personal preference, because again, with these recipes, really make it your own, make it how you like, make it to your personal aesthetic. This panel is 2.5 inches wide. Again, you could do whatever you'd like there. And I've cut my strips to be 1/2 inch wider than that. So each of these little strips is 3 inches wide. And I cut them to a height of 3/8 of an inch. But again, this is something that if you prefer wider stripes, you can do wider stripes. If you prefer thinner stripes, you can do thinner stripes. With those long strips, I cut 2 widths. I cut 3/8 of an inch, and I cut 1/8 inch in 2 different colors of pinky reds. So we have rosy red, and I think the other one is another rose color. I'll leave links to the color challenge in the description box below if you want to get the exact names. But what I'm doing is I've already put some double-sided adhesive along that long edge on the back on both the left side and the right side. So as I stack and layer these strips, when I fold it around the left and right edge to the back, I am actually tacking it down and adhering it, but on the front, that's completely, it's not unattached. So none of the front is actually glued down to this panel, which makes this part a lot easier, because now what I can do is take those same strips, the same width of strips, and weave them up and down, up and down. So if it's gonna go below one of the strips along that short edge, then the next one, it will go above it. So you go under, over, under, over. And you can kind of do whatever pattern you like. A lot of plaids often have the same colors going horizontally and vertically, and often will also have in the same color a thick and a thin strip. But that's totally up to you. You can make up your own plaid, whatever looks good to your eyes, whatever color combination you want. This is a very monochromatic plaid that I'm creating, but you could definitely do this in multiple colors. And you can kind of see it does take a little bit of time to sort of set up But once you weave this, it's a lot faster than you might think. And then you get this beautiful plaid that you've made yourself, and it's got so much depth and dimension to it, and it's totally custom. So I really think it's a lot of fun to create these sort of this paper braided effect of just weaving your colored cardstock to make a fun pattern, and that in itself becomes just something new. And I like making them as these smaller panels. In fact, if I had to do this over again, I think I might go a little bit thinner on this, maybe 2 inches instead of 2.5, maybe 1 3/4. But I wanted to make sure I had a panel that was wide enough to really appreciate the plaid pattern. So that's why I went with this initially, but I think I might try this again with a more narrow panel to start. And when you're weaving, you would do the exact same thing where when you fold the ends over, this time you're folding it over the top edge and the bottom edge. I just put a little bit of double-sided adhesive to tack that down. Now, with the front completely, our plaid completed now, I did put just a couple dots of liquid adhesive under not every single little strip or section, but really just the wider sections. And that's to keep this tacked down so that it is nice and flat, which is optional. If you like the look of that little bit of shadow with it a little bit raised, you can leave it. But I kind of prefer to have it tacked down so that it's a little bit flatter. And again, that's the whole idea behind my recipe cards, is that these are just techniques for you to run with, and whatever look you happen to like, you can make it to your own liking. Now, just like if this was a bit of pattern paper, I like to create a nice solid border. So with some of those leftover strips, I am going to put a strip to the left and a strip to the right of this panel. And that way the edges look a little bit neater. It kind of looks like it's got a matte layer behind it. And to give a little bit more interest to this whole panel, I'm putting low profile foam behind it. So I started with one strip on the left, and I'm going to position my plaid panel, make a couple pencil marks so I know where my plaid panel will be. And then with this wider strip, I'm positioning this so that I think about 1/8 of an inch will be visible. And again, really, this is just so that I have a little bit of a solid border on the left and right edge, just to clean up the edge of this a little bit and make it a little bit tidier on the card. And sometimes liquid adhesive on my low profile foam takes a little bit of time to dry, so I like to use my Mega Mag rulers to keep a little bit of weight on these while it's drying so that it doesn't shift or move on me. And then with the green colors in this color challenge, we have Lucky Clover, that's the lighter of the two greens, and Forest Green, which is the darker of the two. I've just die cut the words ho ho ho. What's funny is that, so this is from a Hero Arts card kit, and these are technically outline dies for stamped letters, or the letters for the word ho ho ho. And so it's the circle is actually just a circle die. It doesn't cut out the center, but circles are really easy. So I just took a small circle from a nested circle die set that I have, and I cut out the center of the O to actually form letters that I can use, as opposed to just an outline die for the stamped letter. And I decided, I didn't decide, it just happened that I was making some snowy Christmas trees, and I got a little bit of white splatter on this panel. So since I accidentally got white splatter, I decided, well, I may as well just splatter the whole thing. And I actually like how it looked, so that was a nice little happy accident. You know, sometimes you just roll with these things, especially since I made that plaid panel. I wasn't gonna start this card over again, so you know, I just rolled with it. And I think it works because my trees are, they're kind of a little bit snow capped, so I just thought it was kind of fun, and it gives the whole thing a slightly artsy feel to it. So that is my card for today. I'm super happy with how the plaid turned out. I can't wait to do this with different color combinations. I think it'll be really fun to try to make a plaid that's mixing different colors and not just a monochromatic one. So super thrilled with that. Big thank you to 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. They are a sponsor of my creator collective group, and so sometimes they provide products to some of my designers, and I'm so grateful to them. And if you want to check out products, I will leave links in the description box below. They will be affiliate links, and as well leave a link to the color challenge palette in case you want to craft this color challenge as well. Thank you again for catching my video, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.